Okay, so we have a choice right now in terms of how to approach cleaning up the drum tracks, the tom tracks specifically. If we kind of step back here, the toms aren't hit that much. There's this section here where he's starting to get a little crazy. Whoa, hey now. Bring this down just a little bit. All right, but I want to show you how to use a gate, but we're not going to, I don't think that's what I want to do here. But I'm going to demonstrate the concept. And we're going to do it on the snare track. So I'm just going to solo the snare top, and this is going to be kind of an assignment of sorts. All right, so there's clearly bleed on the snare track. So the snare drum is hit so often that we're not going to come in here and, cut out all this bleed manually. Well, we might get an intern to do it. But what we could do is insert the dynamic plugin, the Dyne3 expander gate. And I think do we have other gates here? Doesn't matter. This one will work. So a gate is another threshold-based processor, like a limiter or a compressor, meaning you set a level, and if the volume goes above that level, or in this instance really below that level, then this unit works. What's it going to do? It is going to silence the track except for when the sound goes above the threshold. So if I lower the threshold, it kind of doesn't do anything. So we want only these snare drum hits to trigger and open up the track. Now, you have parameters like attack and hold, ratio, release, etc. Attack how quickly it's going to open up. So when the transient, the actual amplitude spike, hits the processor, how quickly will it open? How long will it stay open? And how quickly it will close. And these three primarily are used to shape how the track opens up. So we want a fairly quick attack. We want to be able to hear the resonance of the drum. All right, so not great here, but let's just concentrate on a section that's kind of in the groove. So I don't really want to hear this, so I think I can quicken up my release. Put my threshold up a little bit. All right, so this range, you still hear a little bit of that drum. You can see that it's not turning the track off per se. I could make it totally go off. And sometimes leaving the range up a little bit, makes it sound a little bit more natural. So what you are doing is you're pushing down, you're quieting down these sections quite a bit. Actually sounds pretty good, not gonna lie. So that's what a gate can do. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is take a section here, gate the snare drum, bounce it, and submit it. For the toms, now I'm just going to steal this. I'm going to steal this. Now, do I want to do that for the toms? I might. Then you get all that snare drum in there. So the other option, instead of using the gate, is to manually do it. And we can do this with strip silence. So we can come up to edit, highlight the entire track, come down to strip silence, see if we can adjust the threshold to just get where the toms are hit. Looks like we're going to get some other junk in there too. That looks better. Still have some junk, but that's okay. A little bit of junk's not bad. But this requires us... Yeah, that's not very good. You know, come in here. Just kind of open that up again. This gives me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the zero crossing. So when we're editing audio, you do not want to cut off your audio in the middle of a cycle. That is going to get you that little click that just happened. What you can do is be more thoughtful and aim for where it crosses that x-axis, which is called the zero crossing. So it's silent. Of course, you can always put a quick fade on it. But if you're careful with your edits, you don't really need to. That's a snare drum. So I'd get rid of that. Okay, so that one, for example, is getting into the next snare hit. Oh, don't want that there. So what we were hearing was the snare hit. So that's pretty clean. All right, so you get the idea. So you can use strip silence, but then you have to go in and do some manual double checking. Or you can try using like that, what needs some fixing. You can try using a gate. You can use tab to transients, which will get us, you know, to be able to cut this out much more quickly. You hear that? That's a really bad click. So that's a good example of what is going on there. Oh, we're getting into the snare drum again. So you just got to be really thoughtful about this. That's why you make the big bucks. All right, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean up all of my tom tracks